For more than a decade, growth stocks have significantly outperformed value stocks, and that outperformance has continued in 2020. But the economic uncertainty, geopolitical unrest, and pricey growth stock valuations have some investors taking a closer look at value stocks. Some believe the massive government stimulus program will eventually trigger higher inflation and interest rates, which should be conducive for value stocks. According to Morningstar, 7 value stocks with 5-star ratings include Exxon Mobile, Philip Morris International, Wells Fargo and Company, CVS Health Corp, Simon Property Group, ConocoPhillips, and Kinder Morgan. Most of these companies have their own problems, yet each is worth taking a look at because of their deep value characteristics. However, one company, CVS Health Corp, is interesting as its chart is further along in its evolution and may present an opportunity coming up in the near future. So, let's take a look. CVS Health is a drugstore chain and one of the world's largest vertically integrated healthcare companies after its 2018 acquisition of Aetna. CVS shares are down about 40% overall in the past 5 years, but analysts say CVS has the potential to leverage its pharmacy benefit manager and insurance businesses to generate double-digit annualized earnings growth in the long term. In addition to its Minute Clinic concept, CVS has plans to roll out its Health Hub concept in 1,500 retail locations by the end of 2021. Morningstar has a 5-star buy rating and a $92 per share price estimate for CVS stock. So let's take a look at our charts. And we're now looking at the 20-year monthly chart on CVS Health Corp, and the symbol is CVS. For disclosure purposes, I do not hold any shares of CVS at this time. Moving on back here, in the 2001-2003 timeframe was the bottom. Now, we had a pretty good move all the way up through here into 2015. Subsequent to 2015, we've had a pretty good multi-year downtrend, but we also have a multi-year bottoming process that looks like it's starting here in 2019 to 2020. And then again, the overall trend line still seems to be positive. So some favorable characteristics. I like multi-year bottoming processes, and I like multi-year bottom trend lines heading on up. Into the volume, that's not going to show us too much. The MAC does. Somewhat the same thing from the price chart. Nice move here into 2015, and then the downtrend with the bottoming process that looks like it started, say, in about 2018, moving through here. Now, a couple of important things here. That bottom in 2019 is still below where we are right now, but it looks like the fast line wants to move through the slow line on the downside. But it doesn't look to be all that steep, and we are near that zero line. So those are important characteristics. Now, if we can keep with this upward trend with the fast line bottoming in that area there, relatively shallow, and then moving on up, that is a very favorable characteristic. Moving here into the histogram, you can see from 2017, the trend has been upward. Again, I like the multi-year trend in that. Same thing for the price rate of change, moving even further back into 2016 with the upward trend. Into relative strength, that as well. We're near that 50 line and seems to want to gain some strength. Again, multi-year. And the stochastics, with the exception of 2019, it looks like that's somewhat of a multi-year trend line going up as well. And then you see this echoed in the Williams. Looks like it wants to bottom above that -80 line. Let's see if it does head up. But moving back here to the price chart, I think most of the oscillators, and certainly the price chart, to me are very compelling. Now, we need to test this trend line here. So it's not quite time to buy. Watch the price, especially if we have a contraction coming up in the stock market. Watch this price. If it contracts, heads on down, and see how it tests this bottoming process here as well as the trend line. And if it can successfully test that line and start moving up again, you might have a winner on your hand, at least for a value stock. As usual, check your fundamental analysis. And for today, that's ChewDog Charts. Thank you.